What's going on, guys? Tyson the Trainer here, back with another podcast, and also had the video again. Just getting into it usually. For those of you who are going to be watching, I am sitting shirtless in my bedroom, and it's a wide background with a mattress behind me, so it is nothing exciting. You're not missing out on anything. But, it's just kind of good to be able to speak to the camera. So, I had a few topics in mind that I wanted to speak to about today, but one thing I wanted to kind of touch on again is, I guess, the whole coaching side of things. Like, what should you expect when you want to sign up with the coach? And I guess, the value of the coaching you're going to get, right? Because, there are some really shit coaches out there, and there are some really good coaches out there. And it's funny because, some really good coaches charge really cheap, interestingly enough. And then other really shit coaches charge real expensive things. Charge really expensive services, and people still pay for it. And so I thought, I guess I would just want to, today's podcast, just break it down a little bit to give you guys an idea about, I guess what you should be expecting when it comes to the whole training, whatever it's going to be. And then also, I guess, what expectations coaches should have of you first. What coaches you should have also. I just got back from the swim, so my brain's a little bit fried at the moment. I always feel so refreshed after a swim. You jump in the water and on a hot day and you're like, oh man, it's beach weather, 100%. Nothing feels better than getting out of the water after a warm day. Or working all day, you go down to the beach, you have a bit of a swim, you come back and you just feel so refreshed. And that's me now. So my brain is I've chilled out a little bit, but I'm I got to get a podcast done. So with that being said, we're going to start off with, what you should expect from a coach in regards to the service you're going to get, okay? So every coach is going to have different things that they offer as online coaching, all right? But a lot of coaches follow kind of the same type of regime, I guess you would say. So the first thing you're always going to get in from a coach is a check-in. Most likely. They're probably going to check in with you on a form that you're going to fill out, and there's probably once a week, and that coach is supposed to be able to get back to you, right? That's plain and simple, a little check-in form, just kind of asking how the week goes. And everyone's coaching form is going to be different when it comes to that. Some people, like myself, I like to go a little bit more in depth, so it's sleep, stress, lifestyle factors, what went well, what went bad, what can we focus on this week, what upcoming things are going to be. I like to go a little bit more in depth than people. And that's kind of what I do for my check-ins. Other check-ins are really, really simple, and, they ask you a few different questions, right? So everyone's usually going to get a check-in when it comes to the coaching thing. Now, the interesting thing is that when you're doing check-ins with a coach, right, there should be clear communication with what they expect from you and what you should expect from them, okay? So if you fill out a check-in for me, all my clients fill out a check-in, they have until from Sunday morning until Monday morning, 9 a.m., all right? That's their time. So they literally have 5 a.m. Sunday morning when I send it out until 9 a.m. So 27 hours, 28 hours, 29 hours? I don't know. Yeah, 29 hours, right? They had 29 hours to fill out the assessment form, or the check-in form. And then on Monday, the expectation from me is to get back to every single one of my clients on Monday, all right? That's my whole Monday done. I don't train or anything like that. I get back to that. And that's the set expectation from the get-go, all right? Other coaches may have you on a check-in day on Tuesday, and then they're going to tell you when they're going to get back to you, right? But whatever the communication is between you and the coach, and they've told you that, if they don't live up to their end of the bargain, that's shitty coaching at the end of the day, all right? If they miss it once once here and there because life comes up, whatever it is, it is what it is. But if you're not getting feedback from a coach, especially when you're paying for weekly check-ins or whatever it is, then that is poor coaching on them, all right? So that's the first thing you need to think about is the expectations when it comes to this side of coaching is, have they laid out and told you exactly what's going to be happening? Have they told you what the expectations are in regards to check-ins and stuff like that? And what is there? What are they going to do to be able to, get back to you? Do they have a time allotment? Do they tell you they get back to you the next day or the next 2 days, whatever it's going to be? Because if they're not, you're paying for a service that's not being utilized. And so they are taking advantage of you. And that is shitty coaching behavior, right? So keep that in mind. Just, always be aware of what the communication is between you and what the expectations are between you and a client. And again, like, simple check-ins need to have a follow-up from that, Like for me, it's for my clients, like, finding out about the week, but also about the week coming up. So then we can discuss things. And so I know that them starting Monday, they had the week to be able to set themselves out, right? So again, everyone's going to be different with the check-in days, but make sure there is clear communication between when you've got to check in with your coach and when they're going to get back to your check-in, all right? Funny thing about this is that I have had clients that have come to me from other coaches, really expensive coaches, right? Hattie Boydell is one of them. And the coaching service is shit. People pay over $150 a week for her coaching. Don't get coached by her, right? And don't even get the check-ins on time, okay? So that's one person. There's a lot of shitty coaches out there who actually do that. But, she's quite a big name, and I'm not going to hold my tongue about it because, drop my iPhone. I'm not going to hold my tongue about it because it's really fucking poor coaching, in my opinion. Like, for you to pay an excessive amount of money and not even get the check-in that you deserve is absolute rubbish, right? So that's first thing, communication. All right. So secondly, then, also knowing with communication, what are you expected? What are you signing up for? All right. So it's like, for me, I tell everyone what they're going to get before it starts. It's written. And it's also in a video format. So they can go back and look at, Tyson said he's going to give me this, and this. Because that way they're like, hey, I didn't get this. And I'm like, oh, well, you should have, because I told you you're going to get this from the start. Or people be like, I didn't know I get access to this. And I'm like, well, we talked about it from the start. And they've also got that file to be able to access. All right. So again, when you're talking to a coach who's someone you want to sign up with, or when you're looking on their website or whatever it is, make sure you get a very, very good idea about what's going to be involved in that coaching. Okay, like I said, some people do one check-in a week and that's it. They won't want you to message them during the week. They won't change your workout programs, even if you need to get them changed. They're going to do the bare minimum, okay? And if that's the case, this is the thing. I used to be like, this shitty coach is doing this or these are doing this. And it's true, they do this. But if that's in their contract and that's what you're signing up for, then it's like you should have read what's going on, all right? So first and foremost, when you go to sign up with a coach, find out exactly what you're signing up for and what is involved, okay? Because then from there, if you're not getting the service you're provided, you can just be like, I don't want to do this anymore, all right? Because a lot of people get scared about dropping their coaches and things like that for, numerous amounts of reasons as to why they don't want to leave their coach even though they're not happy with it. And it's like, at the end of the day, you're paying money for this service. And if you're not getting the service you expect, then you shouldn't be paying them. And it's very easy for you to cancel, People are going to try and hold back, we got a contract in, blah, blah. They can't hold a contract to you. There is no literally legally binding contract. If you sign whatever the fuck it is, right, you can cancel it, okay? It's very easy for you to cancel it. If they've got a direct debit service, you call up the bank and you cancel it, all right? Because at the end of the day, with me saying this, if you're going to cancel it, also make sure that you're not just going to ghost your coach and not tell them anything and cancel it. And also make sure it's for a valid reason. Because there are a lot of fucking shit people out there on the other side of things who will sign up for coaching, then stop paying their coach and then disappear or whatever it's going to be and not commit to the certain time. So it's like, there's two sides of the equation. There's the coaching and there's the client, all right? And if you as a client is ghosting your coach and you're not replying, or you as a client is like, I'm just not going to do this anymore, I'm going to cancel the training or whatever it's going to be, that's a shitty thing to do, all right? I know everyone has things that come up in life, 100%, I understand that, right? But the fact that you don't communicate with your coach and tell them that you're not happy with the service, or that you don't think it's working for you, or the fact that you're like, I'm just going to disappear and not pay him anymore, this is a coach's business, right? And this is also an important thing that you guys have to remember, you are working with a small business and you are their income, okay? And this is why for myself, I ask people to give me a 2-week notice so I can make preparation in regards to them leaving, making sure, everything's finalized, making sure they're leaving on the good note, making sure that I've got someone who's ready to sign up if they want to sign up and come in, or again, just making sure that the next 2 weeks that I'm going to be saving the money that's coming in, right? Because a lot of people will just be, hey, I want to stop coaching now. And in my contract, my terms and conditions, I say, please give me 2 weeks notice, right? And people will get upset. They say, hey, I want to stop coaching now. And I'm like, well, hang on. You said you're going to give me 2 week notice. And I'm like, well, I'm going to charge you the 2 weeks, right? Because it's courtesy either way. It's courtesy both ways. The coach has done things for you and you've also got to do things for the coach. And if you sign up, again, it's not a legally binding contract, but if you sign up with someone and say, I want to do this and this, and they say, hey, I need 2 weeks notice, and you don't give them 2 weeks notice, and they say they want to charge you for 2 weeks, or, whatever the reason is, and you just stop coaching with them, like, that's not fair for the coach, for you just to be like, I'm switching, And again, everyone has finance issues. Everyone has life getting in the way. Everyone has, there is literally 6 different excuses people make, okay? It's like finance, life stress, too hectic at work, just not the right time at the moment. I've got so many things coming up and I'm overwhelmed. It's always the same shit, And it's like, coaches just want clients to be honest with them at the end of the day. If you don't like the fucking coaching, tell the coach you don't like the coaching, okay? Because another thing, this is just turning into something completely different. So it's basically me rambling about coaching and clients, right? Expectations between coaching and clients. If you're not enjoying the coaching and you tell the coach, oh, nah, it's just this, I just don't want to do this anymore because life's in the way or finances, how do you expect a coach to be better and service their clients better if you aren't telling them the truth, all right? I have an anonymous feedback form that every time a client leaves, they're allowed to fill out anytime they want, and it gives me an idea about what I need to improve. One thing I need to improve on was making sure that I'm offering more online face-to-face coaching calls. So once every few months, I'm like, hey, if someone wants to jump on the phone. It's not a part of my service, but people are like, I would have liked that, right? Okay, cool. I'm actually going to add that in. Apart from that, a lot of people like the way that I've been coaching so far, which is good, okay? But again, they might not be telling me the truth. They might not have told me that I should be fixing things. And this is what I hate about people not telling the truth or, not wanting to offend someone or upset someone. Tell a coach if there is an issue, because the coach has to be able to fix it. Because if you're having an issue, maybe someone else is having an issue in the coaching, or maybe they're not getting the service as well like you weren't, or whatever it's going to be. And the coach's best thing to do, not everyone's going to respect it, and some coaches will be upset about it, God knows why, take criticism, right? Get criticism, tell them what's been happening, so then that way they can fix it and become a better coach. It blows me away that people don't want to tell the truth. And when I ask for feedback on things, when I've sent stuff away to other friends and stuff, hey, can you look at this? They're like, yeah, it's great. I'm like, tell me what I can fix, And people would say, oh no, people don't want to critique. So again, if you're having issues with your coach, make sure you do critique them at some point, and just if there's issues, and tell them the truth, okay? And again, when you sign up, know what you're signing up for, exactly what you're signing up for, okay? And then that way you can decide during the coaching whether you're getting everything you've got value from, all right? So another thing is regarding the cost of coaching, okay? In general, I guess, most coaching's between $50 to $70 a week online. There are definitely coaches that are higher priced out there, and there are coaches that are lower priced out there. And they're all kind of going to offer, if they're a nutrition coach, it'll be like your macros and your calories, maybe some daily habits like I do, check-ins once a week, and I don't know what else they offer. Maybe just some tips and stuff like that, right? It's like bare basic. But again, that could go from $50 all the way up to $100, because every coach, I can't tell you if you're going to pay this amount, this is what you should be getting, because I was actually going to come on here and tell you guys, oh, well, you shouldn't be paying this if they're going to offer this. But at the end of the day, you're the person who's choosing the value that you want out of a coach, all right? I offer more service and charge less than a lot of shittier coaches out there. And the reason I say that is because a lot of the coaches whose clients have come to me and have complained about them and said, you give me a better service and I'm paying cheaper for you than I was for them. And so that's not me saying it, that's the client saying it, obviously. I like to think that I'm offering a better service, but it's this is your job at the end of the day as an online coach. So with that being said, again, you've got to make sure whatever they're offering, knowing there's clear communication, knowing what you're going to be getting, and also, is that worth the value to you? All right. So it's if I'm offering something and it's $90 a week, right? And there's the same person offering the exact same thing and it's $120 a week, you're going to choose between one of the two. It may come down to finances and how much you can afford, but it can also come down to who you get along with more, right? How much you feel like they listen to you and you feel like you have a better connection with them. So many things goes into signing up with a coach, okay? And this is why it's a bit hard for me to say, you need to pay this amount a week and you're going to get this, this, and this, because so many coaches offer so many different things. But we do have our, overall, it's a check-in. It's either check-in email or a check-in like I do video voice messages and stuff like that, and it's like, giving you macros and calories. If it's a training, if you want a training plan, online training, you're going to get probably Trainerize, which most coaches use, or my PT Distinction, I think it's called. And I'll have videos there showing you. Some coaches will use Excel spreadsheets, and they're going to be 6 weeks long, most likely, and they're going to be what's that, what I'm trying to think of, 6 week long mesocycles. They're going to be getting a little bit harder each week with progressive overload. Then you get a new training plan, right? Very basic, like, most coaches offer the same thing in that. And that's also being said, like, a lot of coaches probably offer the same thing for the most part. There are more educated coaches, right? Obviously. But it's also like, who are you going to gel with, and why do you want that person as a coach, okay? I'm not the smartest coach, but I am quite friendly with my clients, and I'm really good at talking. So I think a lot of clients come to me because we can relate, we chat shit a fair bit, even though I'm helping them get educated. Like, I'm just there, like, I'm a friendly guy, okay? And there are coaches out there who are way more smarter than me, but, I give the clients the advice they need in order to get the results they want, okay? I could be going into so many different intricacies and teaching all these different things, but it's like, I'm just teaching them the bare minimum to get results. And that's the most important thing. Now, with the coaching, you've also got to think about, are you hiring a coach, or are you hiring someone just to give you macros and fucking a workout plan, okay? Because a coach should be teaching you to become autonomous and being able to do things by yourself. A coach should be educating you, all right? Why? Because what are you going to do? Rely on a coach for the rest of your life? Every single time you want to get fit, every single time you want to be able to stay on a diet, every single time you want to be able to work out, you're going to have to find a coach? Like, that is hard, right? And it's expensive, and people can't do that. And that's why I think what is lacking in the industry is education-based coaches, and coaches who are teaching their clients to be autonomous. With the training, it's a little bit harder, obviously, because I can't be like, oh, well, I'm going to teach you exactly how to program for yourself, because it's like a bit hard to teach that in one side of things. Secondly, I guess, you can't really just pick up a workout program and think about, oh, well, this is what I'm going to be able to do to work out and put my own programs together. Oh, pardon me. Like, you can, but it's most likely not going to happen, okay? So the training side of things is a bit different. But like nutrition, you should be learning from your coach. They should be telling you about how to understand food, what's in food, what a portion sizes look like, how to go out and eat properly, how to fix your relationship with food, how to make sure you're eating everything you need to eat within a day in order to be healthy, okay? And this is what I'm like, I've like changed my coaching over the years because I want to be more education based and help people become, autonomous, right? So with that being said, like, I'll just give you guys an idea about how my coaching works, okay? So if you were to come to me for nutrition coaching only, so I give a macronutrient recommendation of protein and minimum fat intake, right? And then I also give clients a daily habit checklist. So a daily habit checklist, basically everything they need to do to eat on a daily basis to know what a healthy day of eating looks like, all right? So your minimum fat intake, your fruits, your veggies, your whole grains, your dairy, meat in there if you're a meat eater to make sure you get your iron, and I feel like I'm missing one more, fiber intake. They're going to be the biggest things, okay? So I make sure that I teach my clients, hey, do this on a daily basis, right? Because when they get good at doing that and they get good at checking off the tick list, they start to understand what a good day of eating looks like. They start to understand how to put meals together for themselves, okay? Then they also get meal templates. So not meal plans, but meal templates with 5 different options for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. So that way they can get an idea, hey, here's what I want you to do. Here's your calories, here's your macros, here's the daily habits. Here's a template showing you how to put things together. You can follow this, but I want you to be also putting your own food together because autonomous is a key, right? So teaching them to put their own stuff together eventually, so they know how to look after themselves when it comes to their food. Then, along with the coaching, as they go through, my biggest thing is moving them away from MyFitnessPal. So many fucking coaches just give their clients macros and maybe a meal plan and never teach their clients about how to move away from MyFitnessPal. You should not be tracking calories for the rest of your life, ever, right? You don't need to. There is no need to track calories. I don't understand why people think they have to track for the rest of their life, or they get scared like, oh, but I'm not going to be able to move away from tracking. You should. After 6 months, maybe 12 months of tracking, you should be able to move away from tracking easy peasy. every day you fucking weigh food. Every day you measure out food. Every day you're putting things on the scale. Every day you're entering into MyFitnessPal. If you, after a year, cannot look at food and be like, that looks about like 600 calories there. Yeah, that's about 200 calories there. That protein, that's about 25 grams of protein. It shouldn't take you more than a year, ideally 6 months, all right? So my biggest thing, clients don't stick around for me. Clients don't stick around with me for a year or more because it's expensive for coaching. But my biggest thing, if they're in a deficit, they're dieting, all right? Sorry, if they're in a deficit, they're dieting. If they're in a deficit, they are tracking their food because accuracy, all right? Once they finish their deficit and they're in maintenance, I move my clients away from tracking. I don't be like, all right, we're not tracking anymore. We move them away from tracking slowly and I educate them through the daily habits, and then we choose something to move away from so eventually they can not track anymore, because that is the overall goal. For a client to be able to sit down and eat a meal whenever they want, know what a good day everything looks like, know how to stick to their calories, give or take, roughly, by eyeballing things, and being able to maintain a healthy body weight. That is the education side of things, okay? Then I also send my clients emails every 2 to 3 days. In those emails are video emails. So basically the email is 3 to 10 minutes long, and it is educating clients in the background about everything they need to do to have a healthy lifestyle. Stress management, sleep, what is in food, as in protein, carbs, and fats, what foods are high in protein, carbs, and fats, fiber, different types of fiber, sleep, like everything. I literally will cover everything I think about that a client needs to be able to look after themselves for the rest of their life. Okay? And that's why my coaching's expensive. I say it's expensive. It's $90 a week for nutrition and training program, right? Because everything I do in that side of things is there to let a client be able to look after themselves for the rest of their life. And that's why I love that after 4 months, a client can be like, hey, I feel good enough to be able to go and do it by myself now. I'm like, yes, good, because you've learned, right? Not everyone leaves after 4 months and it's like, oh, hey, I'm not tracking anymore, because usually they'll do a deficit and they'll want to rack off. Some people definitely want to stay around for the education side of things. So just give or take, it just, depends on the person. But it's like, that should be the goal, to teach. The coach should be teaching you how to move away from tracking. The coach should also be clearly communicating with you. Like I said, I check in with my clients twice a week. They get a check-in on a Thursday, right? They also get a check-in on a Sunday. A Thursday check-in's like I just send them a quick message to see how they're going. On Sunday, they fill out an actual check-in form. And like I said, everyone gets a check-in. Everyone gets a response to that check-in on Monday, right? I also give my clients coaching hours. So every day, if they have a question, I will answer my clients, all right? They're in WhatsApp. They're all there. Whenever a question comes up, I will get back to them within the day, because I want to offer a good service, And again, the more you offer, the more a coach can charge, 100%. And so it's like, I like to offer more because I like to be busy, and I also like to give my clients a lot of value. And I charge $90 a week. I have over 100 clients, right? So you just think, I have over 100 clients, and I make sure that I respond to every single one of them by the end of the day. Give or take, some days 100%. I've missed clients before. Get back to them first thing in the morning. Do not miss client check-ins. Never miss a Thursday or a Sunday check-in. If I may actually miss I'll message all my clients on a Thursday, but 1 or 2 people might slip through the gap. So I actually, on a Thursday, I post up in my little group, hey, did I miss anyone's check-in today? So I make sure everyone gets followed up with, all right? Now, the expectations from me as a coach to my clients: if you miss your check-in, I am not going to get back. I'm not going to chase you up. You are an adult, you have a responsibility. If you don't do that check-in by 9 a.m. Monday, I am not following up with my clients. Because guess what? My clients need to learn to be an adult at the end of the day. And if they can't time manage 27 hours or 29 hours between Sunday morning and Monday 9 a.m., that's on them. That's not on me. All right? I used to chase them up, but the people who I chased up didn't care anyways. So I don't chase up clients anymore. If they miss that check-in, I'll wait to hear from them Thursday. And that's how it goes. Or again, they can message me and tell me what happened, give me an update. If life comes up and something happens, obviously I'm going to do that check-in. But if they just miss it, then it's up to them. That's on them, right? So that's my expectation of my clients. Second expectation of my clients is, if I see them slacking off, I'm going to fucking tell them off, right? Because again, I'm not there. I'm there to help my clients, but I'm also there to help them teach them to be responsible. If they keep doing the same thing, if they keep making the same mistakes, if they keep making the same excuses, then I'm going to pull them up on that, all right? That's my expectation. I show up for them, they show up for me, okay? Clients can expect me to get back to them within the day. Clients can expect me to get back to their check-in on Monday. Clients can expect me to make sure that, Monday, Thursday, and a daily thing, right? Clients expect that of me. Clients expect that, like, you know, even if they get stuck with something, that I'll get back to them relatively quickly because I like their support, okay? So it's got to be a two-way communication. Now, here's the thing. I ask for a minimum 4-month commitment, right? Why 4 months? Because it takes a long time to start to get results, and it takes a long time to build habits. And so when people say, yeah, I want to sign up, and then they say that I want to do 4 months, like, this is the biggest thing that I really fucking annoys me about people, all right? And I'm just going to say it straight out. Don't care if I upset people. If you are going to sign up for coaching and you can't do at least 3 months, then you shouldn't sign up for coaching, okay? Because you are impatient and you're short-term focused. You're not going to fucking get results in 8 weeks. Long-lasting results in 8 weeks. No way in hell, right? 3 months at least you should be with a coach. Because what the hell are you going to achieve in 8 weeks? Nothing significant that you're going to be able to keep off. But all these people run fucking challenges and you guys get excited about that shit. So people want to do 8 weeks. I don't do that shit. So for me, I say 4 months, okay? Then people say, yes, I want to do it, right? Probably the same thing. Again, coaches are probably listening now. Yes, okay, I want to do it. I want to sign up. And then what do people do? A month in, 2 months in. Hey, this isn't working anymore. I don't play that fucking game, all right? Again, it's not a legally binding contract. If people want to fucking go away, they can go. But they will be charged for 3 weeks, okay? Because that is your consequence for not showing up to what you said you're going to do. That is a penalty. I charge people 3 weeks if they want to cancel within the 4 months. And then I don't talk to that client again. Because you know what? It's disrespectful to a coach if you're signing up for a certain amount of time and you're not showing up. And then you decide you want to quit because it's too hard, because of this, because of that. If you have the intention to sign up for 3 or 4 months, you should be thinking about how long that's going to be. Can you afford it? Are you going to stick to it? Okay? Because it really separates people from who want short-term results or who get excited with the motivation at the start and they can't stick through things. So again, if someone gives me a heads up like, hey man, I'm struggling, I'm not going to be able to do this. Or again, if a financial difficulty thing comes up, my partner lost their job, I lost my job, it is what it is. All right, yeah, sweet, don't worry. I'll cancel them. I'm not going to charge them 3 weeks if they tell me they have a financial difficulty. But in saying that, if someone just wants to stop the coaching, or if you can, coaches can kind of tell that people are bullshitting. If people are putting it on you, they're going to get charged. I'm going to charge them 3 weeks, okay? It's a penalty for copping out. Because at the get-go, you set the expectations. As a coach, I tell them, hey, it's 4-month commitment. And then after that, we can decide what we want to do. And if people say yes, all right, are you sure? It's 4 months. Yes. Okay, sweet. Cool. We're doing 4 months. And then again, you go from there. Because at the end of the day, imagine you, again, we're not legally we don't have a full legally binding contract. But it's like, if you were like, yeah, I'm going to sign up for my mobile plan for 12 months. And you call your mobile company 6 months in, you're like, look, I'm just not doing this anymore. I don't think I can commit to a mobile plan right now. The mobile plan is going to be like, okay, well, guess what? You're still paying the mobile plan, okay? And it's just like, this is what you're setting up. Like you are, and again, this is a small business that you're working with. And if you say that to someone, like not everyone's going to charge you if you're going to finish. Like everyone's got all their, again, communication and knowing what you're going to be signing up for. So not everyone is going to be giving you a penalty if you finish off early, or if you want to quit or anything like that, but some coaches will. And that's the cards you're dealt, all right? And at the end of the day, if a client does that to me, like I've had clients that have fucking wanted to stop in the first 3 weeks. I have clients that have wanted to stop in the first week. I have clients that have wanted to stop in the first 2 months. And any of those clients who want to stop just for the sake of stopping, they get a penalty for it, And then I actually don't talk to that client again, because they have wasted a coach's time, because you're a coach and you put an effort, right? You're creating the nutrition plan, you're communicating with them time, you're making time for them, you're doing all these things, and for someone to be like, hey, I'm finishing up, see you later, with no notice, they haven't talked to you about it before. I'm sure most coaches listening to this have got a message before from someone who's already made the decision. They'd message you, hey Tyson, just wanted to say I really appreciate you coaching, blah, blah, blah. I've decided I'm going to stop the coaching now. I think I can go and do this on my own. Thank you so much for everything. That's like a big fuck you to a coach if you send that to a coach, right? The fact that you made a decision without even consulting your coach, without even giving your coach notice, without any of that stuff, that is very rude, all right? Because, again, a coach is a small business. They are running them, like they work for themselves. You are their income. And this is why, again, when it's like 3 or 4 months, a coach is expecting income to come in and they're supporting you. So you've also got to take that into account that small businesses are still important. right? And like, just because you're dropping off, that's like, again, if you're paying $90 a week for someone who, that's a good income for them. If they've lost 1 or 2 clients from dropping off like that, that's a chunk of money for them. So again, you have to, if you're a client or someone who's listening, well, you are someone who's listening. If you're a client or someone who potentially would be a client, you've got to consider that other person because they are a business. Remember this, right? It's not just online. People think that like this is not professional at the end of the day because it's all on Instagram and stuff like that. Coaches are pretty fucking professional based on the coach, Thousands of dollars spent on education, especially if someone's a dietitian, right? Like, I've had dietitian coaches who I've talked to about how clients will just drop off or not take it seriously. It's like, this person's been at uni for like years and has spent thousands of dollars to get their university degree, and now they've got a legitimate business, but people treat them like they're not an actual business because they're online, which is kind of weird in a way. But what I'm just trying to get across here is like, again, like, please just understand that this is both sides of the spectrum. There's like the coaching side of things and what a coach is going to expect from clients, and there's a client side of things, what they're going to expect from a coach, but there needs to always be communication, okay? So this definitely didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go, but hopefully this rambling gives you guys a bit of an idea just about, what you should be expecting from coaching. So again, figure out exactly what you're signing up for and exactly what you're getting. Understand the cost, and are you going to be able to invest that money every week? Understand the terms and conditions and how long you're expected to sign up for, and are you going to follow through with that, all right? Then also, again, if that coach isn't living up to their end of the bargain, stop the coaching, okay? So as long as you understand how much you're paying, the service you expect you're supposed to be getting, making sure that you're both communicating clearly and know where you're at, and if someone's not holding up their end of the bargain, then obviously something's going to happen from there. It's going to be a good coaching experience overall. It should be. Okay. Again, I can't tell you which coach is going to be good, which coach is going to be bad, but you would probably get a vibe from after talking to that person. And probably one other thing is like, is the coach actually, what am I trying to think of here? If you ask your coach a client, are they making you wait a week to reply to you? Because I personally think it's probably one thing that's a bit bullshit. All right. Out of all things, like, again, you can sign up and do whatever you want versus like with whoever you can sign up with. But like, your job as an online coach, you live on social media, you can get back to a fucking client within 2 days. Like, there should be no issue about that. So, hope that all made sense. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find me, at Tyson the Trainer with 2 R's. And until next time, I'll speak to you guys then.